Oof, oof, oof. Cool. Everything is good. Alrighty. Well, aloha there. I got my lovely thing. However, it's still Christmas theme. So, anywho, let's just get started. Um, I'm thinking since I'm just testing right now, I should just have music just play in the background along with reading probably just some random article. Yeah, let's see if something's up with. Hmm. hmm. Yeah, something's probably up with. Just so probably let me actually see if this is it. All right, got that. So it should be figuring out. Let me actually lower it just be sure. Hmm. I never actually realized that there was actually lights spinning around here. Lighting up and such, along with here. Very faintly, some of the lights are here. And y'all can see that. Well, anyhow. Let's see what I want to look at. Let's see what's up, what's new in this. Oh my god. This website. Kuma is the best character in the Tekken series. Looks like just a man in a bear suit. This is in the old Tekken games. It had more animal like instead of just like a regular character NPC. Hmm. Alright. Well, might as well go with just news. Let's go with Kotaku news. See what's up. The Resident Evil 2 VR game looks great. Square Enix present hopes NFTs. Oh, ooh. That's a that's a trend a lot of people talk about. Orly is that square grid game you've been seeing all over social media. Interesting enough, I haven't seen it. So let's see what it is. John Madden video game concussion drama explained. Okay, trying to read. Amy Schneider. I thought she reminded me of someone else. uh, oh, that goes to show how having a similar hairstyle and yeah, hell, even clothing really makes people look so similar. The Tomb Raider reboot trilogy is currently free on PC. Ooh, I'd probably read a little bit more about it. Other than that, I'm gonna go deep. Halo Infinite's bots are currently creating unfair teams. Roblox Studio added for using completely ridiculous text dodge. Actually, that would be more interesting. I must well just read the new Tomb Raider and see if there's anything new about that. Okay, everything is going good so far. Tomb Raider reboot trilogy is currently free on PC. Christmas may be over, but the Epic Games Store isn't done handling out free gifts just yet. Its latest free game is actually 3 free games in one. Until January 6th, you can head over there and grab the 2013 Tomb Raider reboot its 2016 sequel Rise of the Tomb Raider and its 2019 follow-up Shadow of the Tomb Raider for free. That's a lot of Tomb Raiding. End quote. This isn't a complete surprise, like kids peeking under the Christmas tree while their parents are asleep. A few days ago, data miners and leakers has already revealed that folks would be getting some free Tomb Raider games on December 30th, and they were right. Just a short time ago, the Survival Trilogy popped up as today's free giveaway on the Epic Games Store as usual. You'll need to download the Epic Games Store launcher on PC, create an account if you don't have one already, then add the free games for your library before the giveaway ends on January 6, 2022. Gotcha. Okay. Now let me actually look if yeah, that actually did change. Cool. Okay, yeah, if you haven't played any of the new Himari games, you should definitely try to play these during any free holiday time you might have left in 2021. Okay, I don't know what to do. Okay, let me just peruse through here. Oh yeah, it actually talks more about Backdrop at least. So, very nice. Crystal Dynamics is a busy studio these days working on the Avengers game and also helping out Microsoft with its Perfect Dark reboot. All we need to know is that Crystal Dynamics is indeed working on a new entry in the series. I bet the new series will be Perfect Dark. Let's see the hyperlink. Games Radar Plus, the next Tomb Raider game will be Unified, the reboot trilogy with classic games. Alrighty. So yeah, that's referring to something else. Now let's see this. Back to Kodaku. Square Enix Crystal Dynamics is also working on the new Perfect Dark game. Alrighty. I should just leave that aside. Other than that, let's go to the two other news articles. Wordly is that Square Grid game you've been seeing all over social media. Wordly, like Baseball and Fees before it, is a phenomenon. By Renita Price. Okay. Let's see. This is. Okay, video games. Okay. Oh, here. At least they screenshot their no material. That's something. Because I mean, compared to other organizations, even like news organizations, like was it CNN, Fox News, NPR. Hell, the only one I could say they do their own material is Vice and AP News. So, at the very least, this website is doing its diligence to get its own material. You don't see much like it. It's always the same material being used. If you've been on Twitter recently, you have noticed people posting a bunch of differently colored squares. No, this is not a side op you are being unfairly excluded from. Rather, it's the Twitter manifestation of Wordly, a daily word guessing game that is currently picking up steam in the world of online. Online capital, so the wide web? It's just probably another way to say the World Wide Web, unless online is referring to something else. Because Metaverse is that platform that Facebook wants everybody to inherit, but I mean, there's Fortnite, there's VR chat, there's other things that existed other than being a wide web. The premise is tremendously simple. You have 6 attempts to guess a word, and each attempt will tell you what you got right and what you got wrong. Correct letters with the right placement turn green. Correct letters with incorrect placements turn yellow, and total misses remain the game's basic rate. After 6 failed attempts, The game will tell you the word. If you successfully guess the word, you can brag about it on Twitter, where you probably heard about it in the first place. Wordly is doing two things very correctly. It is simple to play and exceptionally easy to promote on Twitter.com. Oh my god, really? .com. I have to add a .com here to Chief, especially since you have period here. But okay. This promotion managed to ride the exceptionally thin line between advocacy and constant irritation, which it managed to do, though its daily puzzle release cadence. Yeah, that's my voice every day. Just still baffles me with the dot. But I don't think that's a way to be comedic. I guess. Like, by offering a single puzzle a day, Wordly prevents dedicated players from totally plastering your feed with Wordly results. It also prevents player burnout, keeping them from binging too many puzzles in a day. Never heard of this word before. Let's see. What's the word? Binge journey. Binge. Okay. Binging. Yeah, binge. Yeah, I know all that. A bout of excessive eating or drinking, excessive indulgence in anything, it's pretty much up to one. It's the common binging of something. I might as well also put pronunciation. That's great.
Binge.
So with binge, it's just binging. That's blinging. Huh. Binging and blinging. What's the correct? Wherever binge ends with a vowel, how do you add a in? Should you keep or drop e? Okay, let's see. To binge means to overindulge, usually from a brief period. Both binging and binging are acceptable according to dictionaries. However, around 1980, retaining the e became distinctly more popular than dropping it. So this, all in all, a lot of people are able to accept it more in the head than having the e. What I did not know is that it's around 1980 they started doing that. I thought it was actually, well, I'm gonna go along with that. I just want to page. Cringe meme, supposedly. It's not even cringe, it's just more like idiotic. However, those aforementioned Twitter posts are exceptionally vague, which means the game can take a while to find. I, for one, assumed it was a phone game and was disappointed when I couldn't find it on the Play Store. There was only one my colleagues keying and posting about it in Slack that I realized it was actually a browser game. About it in Slack that I realized it was an actual browser game. Alright. And let me just go through this. As a word lover, which you can tell an account of the job, I am extremely happy to see a word game taking over Twitter in the same way that Threes did years ago, and Blazeball has a more recent memory. While I'm a bit skeptical of the game's longevity, especially in the notorious quick public consciousness of video games Twitter, it will be fun to watch your fans fail to guess words while it lasts. Okay. Hey, let's see comments. So lingo. The shows was actually there. Oh yeah, we're talking about the show that was listed. Yeah, funny WordPress. Okay, and ones that are just posting, but it seems like a bot might have just give his opinion in these comment sections. It's weird. I still remember long ago some of the comments when it came to the old articles with 6 Days of Fallujah and recent, the latest 6 Days Fallujah articles when it was introduced months ago. So yeah, but these, they just seem not that interesting. Alrighty, let's just go over this and let's go with this article. Roblox CEO outed for using completely legal, completely ridiculous tax dodge. A tax break aimed at small businesses somehow helps Roblox, a company valued at $6 billion. By Mike Fahe. Fahe. Image. Roblox. I don't know how that's related to Roblox. I wonder. Okay. Game making platform and fledgling metaverse Roblox made the news yesterday as the focus of a New York Times report about a 90s era tax cut that spun out of control, originally created to foster investment in small businesses. The qualified small business stock, or QSBS, exception has transformed into a way for ultra wealthy businesses to avoid paying taxes on huge amounts of profit. Alrighty, let me just slow this down so I don't have to speak like a news anchor. I say it seemed like a good idea at the time, but it really wasn't. Launched in 1993, the qualified small business stock exemption was present as a means to get more people invested in startups by shielding some of the company's profits from taxation. Originally, the exemption meant an investor would be shielded from paying taxes on half of profits up to $10 million, but that was eventually was eventually changed to exempt the entire 10 million. Okay, so imagine how they're going for tax during its inception back in 93. When Roblox Corporation was founded by Dave David Baszucki back in 2004, the company met all qualifications for the QSBS exception, mainly being that the company had to have assets at or below $50 million. The New York Times noted that the 50 million number was put in place because at the time the exemption became law, Disney had just created Mighty Ducks of the Anaheim hockey team valued at $50 million, and lawmakers wanted to make sure a Disney business wouldn't qualify for a small business exception, as that would be stupid. Since I still have time, I'm going to just see. Okay, so this is what the person looks like. Because Roblox lately has been in the news because Roblox is really big business. Okay, let's see how your name is pronounced.
Bazuski.
Okay, Bazuki. So I have to say Bazuski. Oh, David Baszucki. Okay.
David Baszucki.
Baszucki. Okay. At least it's a tomato glass situation, so I'll have to say one correct thing. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce this, sadly, so let's look at it. Anaheim. Anaheim. Okay, I was dead wrong. Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. It's not Anaheim. Mighty Ducks of Anaheim hockey team. Alrighty. I'm supposed to be image here. It's not. It's probably my browser. Who knows? Could be just other things. Alrighty. Also stupid, however, is the U.S. tax system for voting into being a loophole-laden exemption that would eventually be so abused that participating in it would be considered a rite of passage for Silicon Valley's ultra-wealthy The problem with the QSBS exemption is that it can be cloned. So it actually can, wouldn't it? All it takes is gifting stock to friends and family. Though they haven't invested in the company, they nevertheless still qualify for the exemption, so you can ensure that large chunks of money stay within the close orbit of your control without needing to pay taxes on said cash. According to the financial reports and the New York Times sources, Roblox founder David Baszucki has been able to multiply the exemption 12 times over, gifting stock to his wife, his 4 children, and various other relatives in the fall of 2020, months before Roblox went public. Baszucki's mother-in-law stated giving away shares to relatives since they were gifted. Those shares also qualified for the exemption. In March of 2021, Roblox went public, valued at $45 billion. While this also sounds horrible and super cheaty, there's nothing at all illegal about this practice. It has a name, stacking, but it's also known as peanut buttering, a reference to how easily the exemption is spread. Another example given in this story is the tax advisor who helped his client avoid paying taxes on $100 million in profit by giving shares to his 7 children. One tax lawyer jokes about that he advises clients to have more children to avoid more taxes. Attempts have been made to try and modify the QSBS exemption, which is said to cost the government upwards of $60 billion over the next decades. Most recently, the Biden administration suggests cutting the exemption benefit by more than half, though such a move would likely just lead to even more stacking to make up the difference. While the New York Times story uses Roblox as a primary example, stacking is happening whenever super rich business owners who have started small have family and friends that can pass a little stock to. A tax law passed nearly 30 years ago had morphed over time into an amazing stack break that qualified businesses would be stupid to not take advantage of. Thanks, Congress. And okay, there's a lot more comments this time. And okay. Just take out the top 1%, more than like 8% of the 1%. Oh, yeah, I had a picture of regular show Ghost. Yeah, I'm gonna skim through this. Let's see, there's some colorful languages here. At least that means people were engaging. To an extent. Well, Roblox CEO outed for using completely illegal, completely ridiculous tax dodge. Yep. But that does show later on he's not going to be looking favorable. So that's going to be a really big concern. Oh. I'm going to drink some water because my mouth is stressed as hell. Now, let's see. The last article I just saved because I'm just going to skim through it and just mention some interesting things. Probably read a bit about it. Oh, it seems like I should talk a bit about it, but only just a bit. That's a shame. Alright. Late last year, it was announced that the Initiative, a new Xbox game studio, was starting to work on all new Perfect Dark game. Today, they've said that they're now getting some help in the form of Tomb Raider developers Crystal Dynamics. Alright. Using some very careful language. Alright. Well, let me reenact it. The teams couldn't pass up a chance to work together. We're still early in development, but eventually excited to use this unique opportunity to deliver on the vision for Perfect Dark. The initiative. Oh shoot, back in September 24th. Oh, same. A while back. Shoot. That was last year. Man, it was a year ago. Whoa. Yeah. And it talks about the non-trained wreck that is Avengers, because Crystalline Alex is related to that. So it talks a bit of background. As well, this is still promising news. Yes, okay. Talking about their opinion and such. We don't actually know much about the game itself at this point, and all we could get from its 2020 reveal was the reboot of sorts, interview, reinventing the franchise, yada yada yada. But it also has distinguished from standard first-person shooter fare as being more acrobatic and less cover-based. So yeah, that's also a change up. So not sure if that would be really to reboot or reinvention. But then again, I don't know if the semantics of what is a remaster, rework, reimagine, reboot. No. Alright, let me just read these things silently so I don't have to emphasize the colorful language of these opinionators. Yeah, but I legit thought this was for a second project that was a remake of the original Perfect Dark. Yeah, I know, it's confusing because there's just not much info about it. So I take it that the small article just has so little to tell because there's not much to take. This is not analysis, it's more like acknowledging that this has happened. So I take it that, I mean, later on they could do an analysis, they could further about it, but this is silently screams that there's still a lot to be shown. So it's more like an announcement, but yeah. Well, at least we know the Perfect Dark is coming back, so that's something. John Madden dies at age 85. Wednesday, 1:30 a.m. I'm not gonna. Yeah, this was around the time that. So let me just peruse through some headlines. I'll read them out. Halo Infinite's oddball Quidditch glitch makes ball appear to fly around on its own. Yeah. I say yeah because, sure, I could read it, I could understand it, research about it, but that can be patched out. I mean, that's the reality of this one of the work. So, should I spend some more time reading it? Eh. Even though I'm not that price, I've read some of the articles. It's interesting. This one, don't prefer this topic much. After all, this is all about culture. Yes, I don't see much of the cultural values of all of these, other than this is just talking about people either being players, something, or being part of the game industry. So. See what else it has. Longtime Blizzard employee spouted hateful garbage on Discord server. I think I could just. I'm not gonna read the entire thing because of time, but I'm just going to peruse a bit about it. Okay. Yeah, man, there's not our dark code. Well. Yeah, well, it's about to be time where I gotta check to see if everything is doing alright with this test. And yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna read that. I don't know. Just here, if you guys want to see the article, long-term Blizzard employee spouted hateful garbage on Discord server by Jeremy Winslow. Kotaku, if you guys are interested to read further about it. Other than that, y'all take care. Aloha. Choo.